Hello everyone! Hello, Cesare here with the first of our archive intel for Nier Automata. Today we're going to be doing weapon stories for these small swords. We're going to start with Faith. In the capital of a distant eastern land, there lived a poet who was devoted to his art, but his words failed to touch the hearts of the people, and he could make no profit from them. Soon, his life became unbearably hard. Seeing the limits of his talent, the poet chose to abandon the pen and work the land instead. Soon his lily-white skin began to grow dark, and his once frail body became sinewy and tough. He eventually married a kind woman, and several years later they had a child. As the peaceful, uneventful days went on, the man began to feel that there could be no greater happiness in life. Or so the poet wrote before he put down his pen, swallowed the paper whole, and prayed that the next life might turn out so well. He then took Faith, already stained with the blood of another, and plunged it deep into his chest. The Iron Pipe. Dad, if you're cold, I can give you my hat. You're the best father in the world, after all. Dad, if you're hungry, you can have my cookie. You're my favorite person in the world, after all. Dad, if you're scared, I can sleep by your side. You're my closest friend in the world, after all. So please don't go anywhere, alright, Dad? Don't leave your Yona all alone. Okay? Oh, that's sad. Beastbane! This weapon appeared in Nier. I don't think it was in any of the Drakengard games. I believe Faith was, but I think it was called something else. I think this is the King's Sword or something like that. Once upon a time, there were 3 princesses. The middle princess wasn't very bright, but she was renowned by all as a great beauty. Once she came of age, she was married off to the king of a neighboring nation. The neighboring king adored his new wife and treasured her looks above all else. He gave the middle princess 6 new dresses and 8 fresh flowers every day, and his love caused her beauty to shine all the more. The middle princess did all she could to remain beautiful for her king, but she knew that time would eventually catch up with her, as it did for all. So after much hard thought, she developed a cunning plan. The middle princess had herself stuffed and mounted so she could remain beautiful for all the time. The king wept joyful tears at the sight, but alas, 2 years later, war broke out, and her body was crushed under the rubble of the castle. That's weird. Also, why is this for Beastbane? Give me a sec, guys. I'm just gonna let somebody know that I am recording. The Phoenix Dagger. This one also appeared in Nier. I don't think it was in any of the Drakengards. The girl lay there on the day of her wedding. Her parents and beloved were dead, and she herself had been violated in front of their corpses. As she swore to kill those who had done this terrible deed, a shining songbird appeared. "Allow me to grant your wish," said the bird. "Wish upon this dagger, and never forget this hatred that you feel." The girl grasped the weapon and spat out a tearful curse. "I vow not to forget. Please, give them a painful death." Time passed, and eventually she got her revenge. Years later, when she was an old woman, the songbird appeared anew. "What came of your vow?" or "What of your vow?" it asked, but she did not understand. And come to think of it, what became of her beloved dagger? That night, bandits broke into her house, assaulted her daughter, and murdered her grandchild. The songbird then reappeared with a single question: "How long will your hatred burn this time?" Oh man. Ancient Overlord. Oh, if you guys hear my cat, it's because I was away all day, so she's kind of meowing every time I'm not paying attention to her, even though I just spent like 40 minutes with her specifically. So don't worry about that. Ancient Overlord. One day, a young girl's village was sacked by bandits. To protect her family, she took up a dagger her father had found in the mountains and killed one of them, an act that shocked her family. But the bandits fled, never to return. 5 years passed, then 10, then 20. Though the family she protected began to grow old, the girl never aged. Eventually, the other villagers began to shun her. With no one to turn to, she finally left her village and began to wander the earth, visiting many strange lands in the process. As the years passed, her skill and fame as a master sword fighter grew to legend. Eternal life, a powerful weapon, and boundless experience. She used these talents to become queen of a nation, and yet, there was emptiness in her life, for she still desired the kindness her family denied her after that fateful day. Type 4 O Sword. Yorha R&D Team Journal, August 29th. Held a progress report meeting for the new weapon. Considering how many observers we have from the orbiting satellites, I can tell they expect a lot from us. Yorha R&D Team Journal, December 10th. We had our first core installation experiment today. Saw some troubling signs, including issues with unexpected irregular output and core perimeter defenses. Yorha R&D Team Journal, January 8th. The circuits of the 3 consecutive staffers burned out after attempting to remove the core's protection. I've requested replacement personnel. Yorha R&D Team Journal, January 15th. Command pulled the plug on our project. The weapon will go into official operation with the core still sealed. Type 3 Sword. The craftsman's weapons were neither flashy nor attractive, but they never once failed in battle. This reliability afforded him a never-ending stream of loyal clients. Yet something nagged at the craftsman. Though he'd forged many a weapon, he only tested them on pigs and cows. He wondered what it might be like to use them on another human being. The craftsman took a sword to a battlefield and slashed at corpses, disappointed at how easily the sword slid through them. It wasn't satisfying at all. He wanted to really feel like he was ripping through flesh. The craftsman modified his sword in search of that feeling, not thinking at all of the pain it would cause, until one night a bandit broke into his home, snatched the weapon up, and showed him exactly how effective it was. Virtuous Contract. This is your starting sword. How long can I fight amidst this bloody vortex of a battlefield? How long, I wonder? How long can I continue to protect that I love amidst this endless war? How long, I wonder? How long can I continue to believe in a world laden with deceit and folly? How long, I wonder? How long can I lie to myself as I despair at the dark future of this world? How long, I wonder? These last 3 swords were in Nier Automata only. These were not in the other 2 Nier, or the other Nier or Drakengard. Ancient Overlord was in Drakengard. I think it was actually in the first one, all the way up till Cruel Oath, also only in Automata. Once, long ago, there was a group of 7 boys who were born in the same village. Though they were not brothers by blood, they treated each other as family. One cold night, a fortune teller appeared and warned of a traitor among them. The boys laughed it off and went about their business. But the next morning, one of them lay dead. With each passing night, another boy died. The survivors grew more and more suspicious of each other, each harboring terrible doubts about what happened to their brothers. On the morning of the 7th day, a single survivor stood tall. Cleaning the blood from his hands, he chuckled to himself. Better go find the traitor. Yorha Issue Blade, also only from Automata. Morning, listeners! It's time to kick off another installment of Listener Letters with your favorite radio idol, DJ224D. Now, let's get this day started, shall we? How's it going, listeners? Yeah, I know, you're still thinking about that cleanup operation yesterday, right? We may have lost a lot of good people, but it's still our job to get up and at them, right? Howdy, listeners. Your favorite radio idol, DJ24D. Hasn't been receiving many letters lately. Don't you like me anymore? Haha! Or maybe no one's even listening. Anyway, who's ready to kick things off? Hello? Is anyone there? Is this thing even on? It's me, radio listeners. 24D. I'm an idol, remember? An idol. An idol, 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 and... Alright, done. Oh, you can see the pictures behind, but... Oops. Oh, we don't need to do that. Machine Sword. I'm pretty sure this one was just in Nier's Automata as well. Yeah, okay, so this is from the machines. The more old records I read, the more fascinated I become by the species known as humans. We machines must do all we can to preserve those precious artifacts and continue to record their contents. I see from these records how important predation and reproduction were to human survival, and yet they viewed such acts as sinful. I wonder why. I found a famous human book today, but after reading it 10 times, it still makes no sense to me. What possible attraction could there be to such a thing? Eureka! It seems the answer was right in front of me all along. I am simply incapable of comprehending anything about humanity or the world in general. Ah, how wonderful it is to live in a world swaddled in mystery. Alright. Next up, the Engine Blade. This one definitely wasn't in Nier or Nier Automata or Drakengard. This is a weapon from Final Fantasy 15. It is Noctis. Noctis' sword. A small prince rests alone in a vast bedroom. He wishes his father knew how much he hates sleeping alone, but he doesn't dare to tell him, for the king is a very busy man and must not be disturbed. A king sits alone in his vast office, drowning in affairs of state. All he wants is to see his family and hug his son, but he cannot, for his every waking moment must be spent in service of the people. One day, while eating dinner, the king asks his son what he most desires in the world. He hopes he will say that he wants them to spend more time together, but instead the boy simply points at a sword hanging on the wall. The ancient sword is considered the sign that one is ready to rule. Someday, the king chuckles. His son faintly smiles back at him. All he really wanted was for his father to read him a bedtime story. The Cypress Stick. Now, this, again, definitely not from Nier, definitely not from Nier Automata or Drakengard. This is from one of my favorite game series. This is from Dragon Quest. I was in a dead sleep when Mom started shouting, "Wakey, wakey," she squawked. "Rise and shine. Today's a very important day. Today's your first visit to the castle." Annoying, right? But I got up anyway. Today's my 16th birthday, and I have an audience with the king. Mom's apparently worried he'll charge me with some big important task, so she gave me a cypress stick for some reason. Like that'll help. As we walk to the castle, Mom keeps blabbing about how excited she is and how long she's been waiting for this day. She told me this story a million and one times, so I just keep quiet like always. When we arrive, I see my friend coming out of the castle. He's 16 too, but his fearless gaze makes him look like a legendary hero to be. I'm sure he's got a lot to live up to. My dad's just a carpenter, so I've got it easy. That's kind of funny. That's the opening of Dragon Quest III, except from the perspective of another kid who's also 16. That's fantastic. Anyway, guys, that's the weapon, or the short story weapons. The short small sword weapons stories. I will make another video for the other sets, but I hope you enjoy these. Have a good one. Bye-bye.